who are my candidates? Two more. And Summer and Deanna's not here yet. Your diplomas are candidate certificates instead. Yeah, just so if you get in. Who has any questions? Who's excited that we're finally here? Yeah. Parents are going to be itching to come in, and Miss Aikens probably wants to start. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go out to the hallway and
not to where we were at, but kind of like down further towards this door.
Yeah. And do we want to make them stay in line? We have a half hour.
Just know where in line you go.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay out here in this hallway, and about 1:45 we'll line up again, so we know we're set. Okay. All right. Yay! Hi guys. So we should just tell them follow what everybody else is doing.
That's a great, like, only you're don't really have to know what's going on.
Yeah. Do you want to practice? Come on. Speakers, if you want your speech up here on the podium, that's fine, okay? Go ahead and put your speech here.
Okay, and then you're going to be, Miss F is going to be standing out here, another shake, and then
I'm going to...
Miss Chris is going to hug. We outlawed hugging.
And then Mr. James is right here. Yeah. So if you want your speech up here, speakers, where's my Elizabeth and Ellie? Do you want your speeches up here? Yep, and then what you do is you go all the way around up to that.
Do we want to have them in order?
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
not
better. Let's do
I'm first after.
No, when you're about to speak, you just come up and down.
I don't know who's
Whatever
this is.
So
Are
this
you
is
the-
Shayla's.
who's after
This
me?
is Shayla's.
Who's after me?
You're
after-
after you, so put yours up
Wow.
here. Okay. Shayla's after you.
I'm
and
right
then-
after the video. Like I'm the first speaker.
The brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me.
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Hi, my name is Yana. I cannot be more excited and scared all at the same time. I'm talking to you through a screen because I'm a nervous wreck when I present or speak to a big crowd. As I tell my story, please take a moment to think about all the people who love and support you and have helped you get to this point. Tonight, I want to talk about my mom, who is my hero. I remember when I got pregnant and felt nervous to tell my mom.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Tonight I lie in bed. The brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all.
The brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Tonight I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong. You say that you'll bring me along.
The brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me.
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jonathan Schmidt, and I would like to invite you and welcome you to the 2018 senior graduation for PGA. And now it is my great honor to present to you the principal of PGA, Miss Cheryl Fennelson.
I feel excited. I got a whoop whoop from who was that? Thank you. That felt good. I'm excited too. Thanks. Good evening. Thanks for coming to celebrate with us. I'm Cheryl Finlayson, principal of the Poudre School District Global Academy, often called PGA. We're the first hybrid school in Colorado and home of the pioneers. And I'm honored to welcome everyone to our commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2018. I want to note that PGA's first graduation ceremony honored one student, and it was conducted in the boardroom of the district administration building. Yeah, we've grown a lot. We have 30 graduates this year. We're celebrating our first graduation ceremony that's too big to be held in our gym. Yeah, it's a milestone for us. And next year, we look forward to celebrating 10 years as a school, and we hope that many of you graduates and families will come back to celebrate with us. I'd like to acknowledge some of our guests this evening. The following members of district leadership are here to recognize your accomplishments and celebrate with us today. The directors of the Poudre School District Board of Education, members of District Leadership Cabinet, Scott Nielsen, Dr. Todd Lambert, and Ginger Haberer. And the Superintendent of Poudre Schools, Dr. Sandra Smyser. To our district leaders, the staff and students at PSD Global Academy would like to recognize your service to the children and young adults of this community by supporting school choice and innovation in education. The PSD Global Academy's hybrid design was a perfect fit for these students and for thousands coming after them. And that choice wouldn't exist without your vision, leadership, and support. So thank you. Thank you for taking the risk to do something different, and welcome to our celebration. Next, I would like to recognize the amazing staff here from PGA. Nice. Nice. Yes. Thank you. Poudre School District's mission is to educate every child every day. And for you guys, it's every child, every day, anytime, any place. I'm so proud and privileged to work alongside of you guys. Being a pioneer isn't always easy. Thanks for meeting the challenges and tirelessly working to innovate and find new solutions to old problems, and to support learning for each and every student every day. I'd also like to acknowledge, that's not a word, I made up a new word. I'd also like to acknowledge our founding principal, Heather Heapsch, who's in attendance tonight. Yay. I don't know where she is. PGA is what it is today because of Heather's vision for what it could be several years ago. And so on behalf of the staff and students graduating today, we thank you. All right, and to the parents, family, and friends of our graduates. You guys are proud, aren't you? Yes, yes. Thanks. Thanks to each and every one of you for your high expectations for these students and for PSD Global Academy. Today, we share your pride in their accomplishments, and we say thank you to those of you who've supported and sometimes pushed these pioneers in being owners of their learning. And finally, you guys thought I forgot you, didn't you? Welcome to our guests of honor, the PGA graduating class of 2018. Wow. You guys may be one of the smaller graduating classes in PSD, but we want you to know that Poudre School District and those of us here at PGA are exceedingly proud of every single one of you. We watched so many of you overcome significant challenges to earn the right to walk across this stage today. Some of you have pushed through barriers that might have made other students come to a standstill and even give up on graduation. But you guys made it. You guys did it. And I am proud of every single one of you. Every single one of you is a celebration. From the entire PGA staff, we thank you for inspiring us to be better every day. We've dedicated our careers to help students reach this very goal, and so this is one of the greatest moments of the year for us. There are a couple of things I love about being at a K-12 school. One of them was yesterday, these guys in their graduation caps got to walk down our main hallway with kindergarten through 11th grade students, cheering them on like celebrities. Yeah, while they walked to their economics final. So, by the way, great job, all passing the economics final, right? Nice job. So the other thing that I love about a K-12 school was watching you guys take on the opportunity to be role models to our younger students. By watching you, they know that they can reach this goal someday too. One of the other privileges of working at a K-12 school is watching students grow from elementary to middle school to high school. There are a few of you this year, it's Cole S. and Cole Y. and Bethany, who've been with us since middle school. We've watched you guys grow from preteens or young teens to young adults. And we watched some of you grow and learn for so many years, and some of you only for 1 year. But we're going to miss every single one of you guys. And on that same note, we're happy you're leaving us. And because you're moving on to the next phase of your journey, and that's so exciting. We won't forget you. You guys know we won't forget you because you've left us with, this says, seniors, PSD Global Class of 2018. The seniors of 18 will live on in infamy. Good luck finding all 200. However, there are several of these that say 200 and several that say 500. So these are around the building, like 200, 500, 700, we don't know. So you know we won't forget you, right? And the fun thing is you are probably going to be the graduating class most remembered by our second and third graders, because there's now a game going on, a competition in second and third grade for who can collect the most senior cards. Good job, guys. Yes. But on a more serious note, thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for the lessons you've taught us that have made us stronger educators and better able to meet the needs of students coming behind you. You've left your mark on PGA, and it's better because of you guys. So welcome everyone to an exciting evening. The first part of this night, I'm going to stop talking in just a minute so we can get to some more exciting speeches. The first part of this night will be dedicated to hearing from some of our seniors. One of the benefits of being at a hybrid school is that some of your work can be done remotely. Our valedictorian had to be out of town as she finished up her senior year, and so she's unable to be here tonight. However, one of the other blessings of being at a small school is lots of seniors can have the opportunity to give us their thoughts at graduation. So we're going to hear from several seniors, Deanna, Summer, Shayla, Elizabeth, Ellie, and Cole, who's our salutatorian tonight. So again, I know you'd rather hear more from them than me keep talking. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our first senior speaker, Deanna, who will be speaking via video.
Hi, my name is Yana. I cannot be more excited and scared all at the same time. I'm talking to you through a screen because I'm a nervous wreck when I present or speak to a big crowd. As I tell my story, please take a moment to think about all the people who love and support you and have helped you get to this point. Tonight, I want to talk about my mom, who is my hero. I remember when I got pregnant and felt nervous to tell my mom. But when I did, I can remember her words clearly. I just want you to graduate. So Mom, this is for you. I finally did it. I love you. I first attended Poudre High School my first 3 years. Junior year, I found out I was pregnant with my precious baby Anaí. As any teenager would be, I was scared and unprepared for this huge responsibility. My counselor referred me to the teen parent program at Fort Collins High School, where I met Melissa Schaefer, an incredible woman who is amazing, kind-hearted, understanding, and selfless. Taking classes provided by the program made me feel more at ease on becoming a teen parent. I was learning what things not to do and what things I should do to improve the development of my child. My senior year, Melissa asked a class on how we felt about moving to a different school. I felt iffy at first, but once we all moved to PGA and got to know our teachers and the principal, I felt comfortable. Melissa, thank you truly for everything you have done for all the teen parents throughout the years, for providing the knowledge and support we need to become better parents. Thank you for always encouraging my husband and I to do the best that we can and making sure that we were on top of things. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here today. I also would like to thank our amazing school counselor, Ann Akins, who I've gotten to know really well in a short time. Thank you for pushing my husband and I to register for front range classes and for figuring out the whole FAFSA thing, which by the way was really frustrating. I always enjoyed coming into her office because I knew if I was having a rough day, she'd be there ready to greet me with a smile on her face. I love your personality and I'm going to miss coming into your office. Thank you, Anne. Margaret is another person I'd like to thank because she's just awesome, always making us feel like we're achieving our goals and that she's proud of us. And to all the teachers and staff members, I appreciate that every time I pass through the hallways, you would always be friendly and kind. I really enjoyed coming to this school. We got the support we needed with no hesitation. Most importantly, I would like to give thanks to God, my husband, and my family for never giving up on me, for always believing in me when at times I doubted myself. I wouldn't be here today without them either. And a huge shout out to both my older sisters, firstly Yesenia, who without a doubt helped me countless times when I had meltdowns about homework assignments. She was always there for me. Thank you. And also for my older sister Lupita, who is such a selfless person and has a heart of gold. Thank you for being the rock of the family. And for that awesome party you threw on Sunday. Hector, you have no idea how grateful I am for having you in my life. Our daughter Anaí was born at 25 weeks and only weighed 1 pound 9 ounces. Together, we faced countless medical and emotional challenges. We were making extremely important decisions for her survival, and I'm just glad you were there to make all those decisions with me. Hector, at that point in life, I felt my world was crumbling to pieces, and you were there to pick those pieces up. I love you endlessly for giving me the best gift any woman could have, being a mother. Anaí, my beautiful, vibrant soul, whenever you're old enough to understand what I'm saying, I want you to know that your mommy and daddy love you so much and that we will be the best parents that we can for you. There's nothing we wouldn't do for you. You really changed our lives for the better, and for that, we are forever grateful. So now, it comes down to us, class of 2018. I know that at some point, some of us have had battles to fight, but at the end of tonight, we'll be walking out of here with our diplomas after those long 4 years of hard work and dedication. We proved to ourselves that we are able to achieve anything that we put our mind to. We finally did it. From here on out, there's no stopping. Appreciate your loved ones, strive for what you want, chase your dreams. With the support of our loved ones, anything is possible. Thank you.
Sorry, I gotta find my speech. There's a lot of paper up here. Where did it go? Oh, I found it. Okay. Success. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There are many things that are credited to student success. A growth mindset, which is something I learned at PGA. Turning things in on time, which is something that all students should be able to do. And taking good notes in class. But I think the most important reason is the teachers. All of our teachers here at PGA have had one goal for us ever since we've walked in through the doors, and that is to have us all here graduating. While I personally have not worked with all the teachers or faculty at PGA, I know that they have all given us their very heart and soul every day to make sure that we succeed. If you are a part of the PGA faculty team, could you please stand? I know there's some of you in here. We have a round of applause. Thank you all. The pioneering faculty at PGA that I have worked closely with since my freshman year are Mr. James, Mrs. Unruh, Mrs. McGrath, and Miss Stevens, and Miss Chris. Tassel. Each of them paved the way to where we stand now in their own unique way. Mr. James found creative and fun ways to teach history, economics, government, or whatever else he may be assigned with. And I will never forget the dark playground poster that warns us of things we shouldn't be doing during school, and those super fun monkey stickers that you handed us out to put on our laptops. Mrs. Unruh brought a little bit of snarky joy to all of her math classes. She taught, and she has mastered the art of switching from anything from in between classes. So during office hours, she can go from teaching a basic algebra concept to explaining a complicated pre-calc problem in a blink of an eye. And then there's Mrs. McGrath. She teaches science with such joy and passion that it's hard not to have fun. Her perky attitude is guaranteed to make even the worst day much better. And last but not least, Miss Stevens. She has such a gift for making writing fun. I was a little bit of a hard case with writing, I'm not gonna lie. I did not like it, and I made it clear that I did not like it. But she was able to work with me, and while it's still not my favorite subject, junior year, I admitted that I liked writing just a little bit. So that's how I'm able to write this speech today. Even though it's still not my favorite subject, she's turned my attitude from something I can't do or enjoy to something that just takes me a little bit longer to do. And then, of course, while those are the teachers that have supported us, there certainly aren't the only faculty who have supported us. Miss Chris, no matter how busy you are or how crazy your life was or school or anything, you always made time to talk to us and always made time to listen to us no matter what it was, whether we were just having a little bit of a bad day or we needed help with front range classes. She is so wise. She has wisdom way beyond anything that we have. She knows the answer to any front range questions we have to ask for her, life, no matter what we have. She either knows it or she knows how to find it. So on behalf of the class of 2018, thank you all so much for all that you've done for us. We would not be receiving our diplomas without you. Thank you.
So this is pretty last minute. I wasn't supposed to talk until this morning. So my speech will be a lot shorter than everybody else's, but I just wanted to thank everybody for being here today. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Shayla, and I have a 3-year-old in the audience named Leah. And I just want to give a huge thank you to the entire staff at PGA for being so flexible with the teen parents and working with us to figure out what we needed individually to make sure that we could be here today. A year ago, I was not in a great place in my life, and I really wasn't sure that I would be walking this stage today. But each day that I was struggling, I always had Melissa Schaefer here with her kind words to remind me of what I'm capable of. I knew that for my daughter, Leah, I had to make it to this day. Seeing how intelligent, bright, and kind she is at such a young age fueled me to push past my limits. I showed up and I worked hard because I knew that she deserved it. I remember walking into the teen parent program for the first time at just 15 years old. I was so scared because I had no idea what my future looked like. I was so young and new to high school, and all of a sudden I was pregnant. I didn't have the support or guidance from some people that most young mothers or mothers in general have, and I had no idea what I was doing or what to expect, but Melissa was that support for me. For the last 4 years, Melissa has lent me her hand and guided me through life every step of the way. She has constantly given me motivation, along with encouragement to persevere through my struggles to get this diploma. I sometimes think that life occasionally has a way of throwing unexpected and unfortunate things your way that often create a barrier in achieving your dreams, but it also has a way of handing you just the right people when you need them. I would not be who I am today without her strong will and kind heart, and for that I am extremely grateful. Without her, Margaret, and the program, I wouldn't be standing here to receive my diploma. And to everybody else graduating today, congratulations and thank you.
In these last 4 years of high school, I got 4 Fs, 6 Ds, and 12 Cs. I missed 247 classes, 66 of them this year alone. I got a 1090 on my SAT, and I'm rank 18 out of 34 in my senior class. I'm in the 48th percentile, and my GPA is at 2.5. With these numbers in mind, I'd like you to look back on your own numbers. Do you remember them off the top of your head, or have you forgotten the numbers you worked so hard to achieve? Was your defining moment when you got your test scores back, or was it when you realized what you loved to study, or what you wanted to do for the rest of your life? Or maybe when you met the person or people that very well may be responsible for you being here today. Is your high school experience really defined by numbers? Over these last few weeks, I've cried and watched my friends and classmates cry over grades more times than I can count. We acted as if our GPAs defined us as people and not just as students. I've seen us lose more than enough sleep about whether or not we were going to make it here today, but in spite of this, here we are. Choose to forget the tears and the anxiety because your character and integrity is not defined by a decimal. In these last 4 years of high school, or these last 3 years at PGA, my parents told me, I'm proud of you, I love you, and as long as you tried your best, more times than I can count. I was taught by 4 remarkable teachers who gave me countless opportunities that I probably didn't deserve. I further cemented what I want to do with my life, and if it weren't for these teachers and counselors, I wouldn't have the motivation or resources to pursue this. I made more friends at PGA than I have in my entire life, and I met the people I wish I had known my whole life. I fell in love, and I was shown unending love by all of these people, and in turn, I have learned to love myself and win a war with mental illness. I was fortunate enough to be supported, advocated for, and surrounded by continuous altruism in my years at PGA. Last but not least, I spoke at my graduation. These are my defining moments. So to my senior class, whether or not you struggle to graduate, I trust that you will remember PGA for everything that it is and was, and especially what made you truly, genuinely happy within those walls. I'm beyond excited to see where you all will end up, and I can't wait for our reunion. With that, I leave you with this quote by Dr. Seuss. With brains in your head and feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in whatever direction you choose. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
When I came to PGA, I was a sophomore, and the idea of PGA horrified me. Long before I had stepped into the building, I had put a label on it. To me, PGA was the reject school, and at the time, I believed I was nothing but a reject myself. I had been chewed up and spit out of a traditional high school within the first semester, and I felt completely hopeless. I did not fit into the box that I had felt expected to fit in. I did not fit. Little did I know that this school would help me form new ideas and new expectations for my education. The first few weeks at PGA, it felt completely alien. Teachers wanted to help me, to learn about me and how I worked as a student. The counselor knew me and my name and asked me how I was adjusting. Other students quickly adopted me as their friend, offering their experiences at PGA, and they genuinely wanted to make sure I knew I was welcome. That's when I felt it change, my expectations. I started to feel like I was a member of a community. The people I have met here have made such a great impact on my life. All the teachers who have pushed me to be a better version of myself, but especially Miss Stevens, who has taught me that I am more than I believe I am. I met Ellie Werman, who has been such a positive person in my life and has constantly reminded me to laugh. I met Caitlin Williams, a person that has shown me true persistence, especially in the most complex situations. And Cole Sampson, who has shown me patience along with a strong work ethic. And I met my best friend here. I heard him talk about his big dream of New York City and the Juilliard School since I met him. I got a call from him about 2 months ago, which I answered quickly and then immediately started to cry. He had been accepted to the Juilliard School's prestigious dance program, and I have had the privilege of watching his dreams come true because we both decided to attend PGA, a little school most people have never even heard of. As for myself, I took all of these teachings, all of these encounters, and I'm surrounded by the most genuine people and friends here today. Thank you to everyone that shared a laugh and exchanged a memory. We did this. This chapter is over, and if I have learned anything over the last 4 years, it's that you can find the most incredible people in the most unexpected places. The difference between PGA and a traditional high school is not that the students are nicer or the faculty cares more. It's that we are seen as individuals rather than grouped in as a population. PGA is a school for kids that do not fit in a box. You see, these students have pushed the boundaries and they defend their individuality. Thank you, PGA, for letting me be independent. Without this school, I would have forced myself into the box. Thank you.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. We all march in. Same caps, same gowns, same tassels. Graduating from the same high school. We all collectively signify to our parents, teachers, and communities that we have achieved a milestone, granting us the doorway into adulthood. Because of our uniform dress, similar age, and same high school, it would seem from the initial glance that we would be seemingly expected to follow the same path that would govern the next 50 or so years of our productive working lives. As if we were marching into adulthood with the same dreams and goals as the person next to us in the line of graduates. However, each of us, for our own reason, came to PGA to begin the quest of discovering our own unique destiny. As it is tradition, I will leave you with 4 pieces of wisdom that I have discovered. Organization, follow your dreams, don't be afraid to fail, and be grateful. The first of these values is to organize your life. In the 7 years I've attended PGA, I have lived an hour north of Fort Collins, literally in the middle of nowhere. The early years were nice when we all stayed home and expected for that 1 day a week of enrichment. Then life happened. I chose my high school path. My days often started before 6 a.m. and ended when I came home at around 10. The busyness of my schedule was only tolerable because of the flexibility to fit in workouts during the day and do school work on the weekends. The need for organization and structure was critical. Some weeks I was not so successful, and organization is something I still struggle with. Organization will help all of us in the future, no matter what path we choose. The second is to follow your dreams. Steve Jobs, the creative genius of the last several decades, said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice, and most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Little was he to know that his life would be cut short by cancer, and what a mark he has made in changing our entire culture. For me, I wanted to be an engineer. I was also not ready to end my athletic career as a wrestler. So after much looking and deciding, I committed to Cornell College's wrestling team and I'm majoring in engineering. Be mindful, choose what speaks to you. According to the New York Daily, an alarming 70% of those who, in a recent Gallup poll, either hated their jobs or completely disengaged. Make choices and deliberately live your best, most authentic version of yourself. The third piece of wisdom is do not be afraid to fail. J.K. Rowling states that it is impossible to live without failing at something unless you have lived so cautiously that you might well not have lived at all, in which case you failed by default. Her life took many unexpected turns where she was in complete poverty and having to rebuild. This is where she learned what her passion was, writing novels. Whether you are going on to college, starting a business, going straight to work, don't settle for something you hate. Do what you love. You may have to reinvent yourself several times, but that is okay. Finally, be grateful. This is something that I've been taught repeatedly at PGA. I'm grateful for the experience I had at PGA. I'm grateful that I learned from Miss Stevens, Mrs. McGrath, Miss Unruh, and Miss Chris for the full 7 years I've been here, and that they have always supported me in my goals and dreams. I'm grateful for late passes. I am grateful for the opportunity to play football and wrestle for my entire high school career. I'm grateful for a family that supported and encouraged me to reach my dreams, even on the days it would have been much easier to skip an assignment or skip a practice. Today officially marks the end of our high school career, and we will all disperse in vastly different directions, as many different directions as there are graduates. We will each leave a part of ourselves that was our high school experience, onward to new adventures, dreams, and goals. Some of us will go to college, some of us to tech school, some will do the Front Range Ascent program or go to the military. Some will go straight to work. Each path is great as long as it's meaningful and deliberate to you. So to the class of 2018, remember to be organized, follow your dreams, don't be afraid to fail, and to be grateful each and every day.
They're right, there's a lot of paper up here. Thank you, Cole. Cole joined us in 6th grade, right out of elementary school. We've literally watched him grow up, right? And it's been amazing watching that. Just a few weeks ago, we were able to celebrate with Cole on the day he signed his letter of intent to wrestle at Cornell. And Cole, we're really excited to see what your future brings. Thanks for those words. So when I started to think about what to include in this commencement address, well, I got some advice. Someone told me keep it short, and I'm going to try to do that. That was advice I got over and over again. So, but I also started to think, besides just keeping it short, maybe I better let you all know exactly what our school is, because some of you might not be familiar with the hybrid model of education. So I'm going to briefly tell you what we do here at PGA and then recognize what these guys have accomplished. So hybrid learning, or blended learning, is just a combination of online learning and traditional education. I know that you all know what traditional education is, so let's talk about online learning. What's online learning today? Well, online learning doesn't have to mean alone or even at home anymore. Online learning today means students have control. They have control over the pace of their learning, the path that their learning takes, the time they learn, and the place they learn. So online learning today means 24/7 access to a world of resources and information. Access that can occur anytime and anywhere. You combine the power of that unrestricted access to education with all the great things about traditional school, like hands-on projects, labs, clubs, student council, and even prom, and you get a hybrid school. That's PGA. Our goal at PGA is to reach students and prepare them for today's careers and colleges, for life. And I do respect that traditional or even that old model of schools because Those models prepared students for the careers available at that time. Think about what school looked like 100 years ago. A bell rings, everyone walks in, lots of people in the same room doing the same thing at the same time, with someone standing at the front giving them all the same directions. A bell rings and they all get up and move out. We called that the factory model for schools, and those graduates were prepared for the jobs available at that time. Then jobs changed, and schools started adding more projects and independent learning, more choices in courses, even some different instruction for smaller groups instead of giving the entire group the same instruction. And I'm going to find the next page of my speech. And that type of instruction prepared those folks for jobs that were available for that generation of learners. Most of those people are in this room now. But these students are breaking down walls for the next generation of learners, hybrid, blended, and online learning. PGA is a place with unlimited access to resources, but still a human connection with strong relationships. I hope you guys heard that in those speeches. You didn't hear a lot about computers and technology. You heard a lot about relationships. It's a school for kids to tackle real problems through perseverance, grit, and a positive growth mindset. And the jobs for those graduates are already out there, full of innovation, technology, entrepreneurship. Colleges and jobs where young adults have to manage their time. They have to manage their pace and their mindset and use all of the available resources. And they have to know how to be independent, know when to ask for help. Ultimately, they have to persist through difficulties to complete their goals. Through the time we've shared at PGA, I have watched so many of you guys learn to do exactly those things. In 2015, Forbes magazine listed the skills that employers most wanted to see in 20-something employees. The top 5 were the ability to work in a team, the ability to make decisions and solve problems, the ability to communicate verbally with people, the ability to plan, organize, and prioritize work. I've heard a lot of you talk about that, right? The planning. And the ability to obtain and process information. Each of you guys has come a long way in developing those skills over the last few years. From the work you did at PGA to earn your 240 credits for graduation, you've learned some of life's most important lessons, and you've developed the skills that employers are looking for. It was more than just credits for credit's sake. Guys, you've learned to work with others, to communicate clearly, figure out how to process the wealth of information available to you, and you've become problem solvers. You've learned to manage your own schedule, planning and prioritizing and organizing your work and your life. I know that a few of you learned something about prioritizing in the last few weeks, right? I know, I watched those lessons. Yep. And now you're ready to take those skills and try them somewhere else. Just remember what you've learned here about teamwork, thinking outside the box, not fitting in a box, communicating with your teachers and with each other. At the beginning of last school year, I challenged your teachers to do something. I challenged them to talk about as a team and come up with their why. Why did they get out of bed and come to work every day? Well, after a few staff meetings and some debate, we finally agreed on this. We do what we do because we value every individual and believe that they have the ability to positively impact the world. Take what you've learned here and continue to go and positively impact the world, guys. Thanks for being our reasons to come to work. On a final note, it's good, right? Final note. I talked a little bit earlier about what hybrid and blended learning was, but one of the things folks may not realize, and I believe you probably heard it, was that it is not about technology. It's about relationships. The technology is a tool. It's a tool we use to personalize learning for each individual and to develop the relationships that support them in following their path. That may sound cheesy, but it's what we do here at PGA. My hope is the term blended and hybrid learning won't even exist in a few years, that it'll just be the new norm for learning. We personalize learning. That's what we do. Because it's personalizing the learning experience to prepare students for what matters most to them. It's meeting them where they are and not just taking them where they can go, but having them discover where they could go. To the graduates, you guys, you did it. But you've done more than complete 240 credits. Know that you're prepared for the world out there, and we can't wait to see what you do next as leaders in the 21st century. You are truly pioneers. You made a decision to go a different route, and you've completed this part of your journey. You're ready for the next steps on your journey. You are our pioneers. So thank you and congratulations. And now, the fun part, best part of the entire year for me. Dr. Smizer, as principal of PSD Global Academy, I hereby certify that these candidates have met the requirements set forth by the Board of Education and the state of Colorado and are indeed ready for graduation. And now, join me in welcoming PSD Superintendent Dr. Smizer.
Thank you. Well, just a few brief words because I'm the last person standing between you and your diploma. First of all, congratulations again. Can we have one more round of applause for our graduates? Well, you did it. In a few mere moments, you will walk across this stage and you will become high school graduates. It's something you've done, but it's also something you have become and something no one can ever take away from you. In some ways, it's like running a marathon. You've either run a marathon or you haven't. You either crossed the finish line or you didn't. If you didn't, you can always try again, but if you haven't done it, you haven't done it. Out of curiosity in our audience today, raise your hand. Has anyone run a marathon? Hey, there's a couple. There's a couple. I'm impressed. So graduates, you may not have run a marathon, but you have accomplished something important. You have finished high school. It's done. You did it. Some of you finished unbelievably strong. You raced over the finish line with strength to spare, and you can't wait to keep running. Others of you have almost literally limped across the finish line. And a few of you fell down, even last week. But you got up and you rallied one more time, and you made it over the finish line. But you know what? You all did it. You wouldn't be sitting here today with your admiring fans and your fellow graduates. And by accomplishing this, you have given yourself hope for your own future. Starting tomorrow, you will always be able to look back and say, I did it. I made it. By finishing high school, all of you can now say, I am a high school graduate, and you have shown yourself that you have what it takes. And now there are so many other accomplishments waiting for you in your life. Some of you will compose music. You will learn to rock climb. You might finish a degree in neuroscience. You might start your own business. You might take over your family business. You might learn another language. You might deep sea dive. You might raise a child. You might put a roof on a house. You might compete in higher levels of athletics. You might get the Employee of the Year award where you work. And maybe you might even run a marathon. Some of you have already decided what that next accomplishment is going to be, and you can't wait to get on with it. And one thing that you should know is you have what it takes. By graduating today, you also give hope to your family and to those who are closest to you. They are so proud of you today. They look at you as you sit here and they realize that your future is now. You sit here as young adults, now able to make serious choices about what you're going to do next. On Tuesday, the bell at Poudre School District Global Academy will not ring for you to be in class on time. You decide what to do on Tuesday. By arriving safely here today, you've given your families hope by showing you can be a finisher, you can be an accomplisher, you can show responsibility, you can make good decisions, and they have hope that your next steps will lead to even more success. You've given your family hope. You have faced obstacles, you've overcome them, and you will be able to do it again. They also hope that you've learned a few things about life that they know that you will absolutely need. For example, you've learned that very few people make it alone. Everyone relies on the support of others. We all succeed because we lean on the help of others, the advice of others, and sometimes seriously large quantities of nagging from others. So we lean on them, and then we buckle down, and we do the work it takes to succeed. And by being here today, you've given your loved ones hope that you're going to do it. And last, you give hope to the older generations here today. You give me hope. You have become young adults in an environment where people can be very polarized and struggle to express their differences. I have heard so many great stories of times when in your classrooms, under the guidance of your teachers, out in the halls, you have explored opposing viewpoints. You've expressed your personal viewpoints, and you've learned to respectfully hear each other out. You give me hope. This class of students knows how to be respectful. They are very aware of the world around them, and they are interested in being part of change for whatever they individually believe in. They do not expect that everyone should see things the way they do, but they do expect to listen with respect to each other, and they expect other people to listen with respect to them. They also believe in taking responsibility for doing their part wherever they see a need. They want to help. They give me hope, and I think you should be hopeful too. So graduates, congratulations on the things you've learned, on your accomplishments, on showing yourself what you can do, and on your hopes for the future. Families and loved ones, congratulations on your graduates. They have given us all much to be proud of. And now, Principal Finlayson, I am honored to accept the 2018 graduates of the Poudre School District Global Academy. President Fevre, as Superintendent of Poudre School District, I now present to you the Poudre School District Global Academy Class of 2018.
Thank you, Dr. Smizer. As President of the Poudre School District Board of Education, and on behalf of the entire Board of Education, I confer to you, the graduates of Poudre Global Academy Class of 2018, your diplomas. Congratulations.
I'll let you know when. Yeah, you're good, you're good. This is a nice full house. Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Smizer, Mr. Fevra, and Ms. Fenlison. Thank you also, Cole, Elizabeth, Ellie, Shayla, Summer, and Deanna for your thoughtful words of inspiration. Well done. I just have a couple of things to say before you receive your diplomas. Class of 2018, we have spent anywhere from 1 to 7 years together, and what a great ride it's been. In addition to learning standards in math, science, English, history, etc., I believe you may have learned another thing or two that will help you move on successfully into your next phase of life. I think you all learned the value of prioritizing. I think you learned that when you cannot find your motivation, it's not lost. It's just maybe misplaced for a bit. You have learned that second, maybe third chances do exist. Some of you have learned that appreciation in the form of a handwritten thank you note and even humanities cakes for Mr. James go a long way. And lastly, I hope you have all learned that we believe in you and that you all matter. Now, who's ready to receive their diploma? Miss Unruh and Miss Fenlison, if you'll join me on the stage. Seniors, as I call your name, please come up to the stage and receive your diploma from your senior advisor, Miss Unruh, and your principal, Miss Fenlison. Cabinet, members of the Board of Education, and high school staff, will you please come over and form a receiving line for our graduates behind the camera, right where Mr. James is guiding you. Thank you. Graduates get to shake a lot of hands. It's a long one. Thank you so much. Now, without further ado, we will get started. Maribel Elena Aparicio. Adriana Ann Banks. Diana Benuelos Fregoso. Hector David Benuelos Rivera. Bethany May Bells. Grant Eric Berglesen.
No, you're fine.
Anastasia Rebecca Berry. Sierra Lynn Bridwell Deschner.
Found it.
Sierra did graduate. I messed up. It's I guess there has to be one hitch. Sorry, Sarah. Troy J. Childers. Shannon Leah Marie Coleman. Lauren Jean Farrer. Summer Elizabeth Johnson. Rebecca Ann Kelsey. Harrison James Nossman. Shay Catherine McCormick. Clara Angelica Munoz Cruz. Kendra Brittany Ott. Cole Tyler Sampson. Denali Sean Schooler. Shayla Sigward.
Hey, I think, come back for a picture. Hold up that diploma.
Christopher Ray Terrell. Day Elizabeth Waldner. Elizabeth Ann Waltz. Caitlin Faith Williams. Elia Jolie Warman. Cole Matthew Byer Young. Ryan Michael Zach. Thank you, Miss Unruh and Miss Fenlison. I'm actually going to wait till Ryan comes back to his seat. Graduates, will you please stand and face your audience? I proudly present the Poudre School District Global Academy Class of 2018. Graduates, and now to make it official, let's together switch the tassel right to left. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you, J.R. McGrath, for providing our beautiful music. And thank you, PSD Board of Education and Cabinet, for making this graduation at the Lincoln Center possible. Thank you also, amazing staff, and Miss Ann for putting together the amazing videos. And most of all, thank you, graduates and families, and have a wonderful evening. 2 little last-minute pieces of business. Feel free to stick around, take pictures against our lovely new banner outside. Also, graduates, this morning, if any of you did not get a chance to sign a legacy tile, they're out there with the markers. And we'd love for you, if you weren't able to this morning, to go ahead and do that. Again, thank you for being here, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.